Imagine this. It's a quiet night, Essex, Maryland, late July 2021. An officer pulls over a car. Simple traffic stop, you know?
Just seems totally routine.
Exactly. But then, as he gets closer to the car, he smells something. A strange, putrid smell, the report calls it.
And that smell, well, it turns everything upside down. A mundane stop becomes something truly horrific.
So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack the chilling case of Nicole Michelle Johnson. We're pulling this straight from official police records, even some footage that hasn't been widely seen.
Yeah, the body cam footage is quite revealing.
Our mission for you today is really to follow the sequence of events, understand the disturbing discoveries, the facts behind this tragedy.
And also, importantly, the impact.
Yeah.
The immediate impact on the officers who made these discoveries.
It's just such a stark reminder, isn't it, about the hidden realities that can be right there behind, everyday appearances. Okay, let's get into it. What started as just a routine stop?
It spirals fast. So it's just after 11 p.m., Essex, Maryland. An officer clocks Nicole Michelle Johnson, she's 33, doing well over the speed limit, like over 40 in a 35 zone.
Okay, so speeding, but then things get weird quickly.
Almost immediately. She hands over a state ID, not a driver's license, admits she doesn't have one.
Okay, that's strike one.
Then they run the plates. Don't check out. The tags are fake, the car itself, unregistered.
So it has to be towed, right? Standard procedure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which means an inventory search is needed. And that's where things really take a turn.
But even before the search, the smell.
Yes, that smell. What's fascinating, or maybe disturbing, is how you go from these, administrative red flags, fake tags, no license, to something so visceral.
Yeah.
The first officer, he pulls his colleague aside, kind of quietly, and says, see what you smell.
But he clarifies, right?
He does. He says, not drugs or anything, but see you smell anything, something dead or something. I imagine hearing that.
God. And while this is happening, Nicole Johnson, she's just sitting on the sidewalk.
Yeah, sitting there, barely making a phone call. And then she says this really bizarre thing to the officer.
The thing about the news.
That's the one. Y'all are going to see me on the news. Y'all was going to see me make my bigger. What does that even mean at the time?
He had no idea how chillingly accurate that would turn out to be. So they start the search for towing. The trunk.
What trunk? They open it, and it's just filled with layers. Endless layers of plastic trash bags, blankets.
And what's Nicole saying?
Trying to downplay it. Says it's just dirty clothes, dirty blankets, or dirty for my husband. Just trying to deflect.
But the smell must have been getting stronger.
Overpowering, you'd imagine. They start cutting through the layers, bag after bag.
And then they find it. The suitcase.
A black suitcase. And by now, there's no doubt about the stench. They open it.
And inside.
It's the body of a small child. Maggot covered. Just horrific. Later identified as 7-year-old Joshlyn Marie James Johnson.
The officer's reactions. I mean, you can't even
The footage, the reports, they describe it clearly. Visibly shaken, physically ill. Some were enraged. They kept saying a little girl.
Needing to step away.
Absolutely. Had to regain composure. One officer is quoted saying, "What the is messing my head up? I can't vision it." Just total shock and horror.
It's almost impossible to process that. And you mentioned the impact on the officers. The sources show that immediate reaction, but does it hint at, the longer term? How do departments usually handle trauma like this?
Well, the immediate impact is clear, shock, disgust, needing space. For these specific officers, the long-term public record isn't detailed, but generally, yes. Situations like this often trigger mandatory counseling, critical incident debriefings.
Right.
Because encountering something like this, especially involving a child, the psychological toll can be immense. It can stick with an officer for their entire career. It's one of the hidden burdens of the job, really.
A terrible burden. And incredibly, this wasn't even the end of the discoveries that night.
No. Sadly, it wasn't. Homicide detectives arrive, start processing the scene, going through everything in the car.
And they find the bin.
Yeah, a black and yellow plastic tote bin. It was kind of buried under other bags, even under the suitcase that held Joshlyn.
And inside the bin.
More layers. Blankets, trash bags, wrapped up very similarly to how Joshlyn was found.
Yeah.
And inside, the remains of another child, a small boy.
Oh, my God.
Identified later as 5-year-old Larry Darnell O'Neal.
2 children hidden in the car.
Yeah,
it's unimaginable. So Nicole Johnson's story, how does she explain any of this?
Her accounts were all over the place.
Yeah.
Initially, about the smell. She stuck to the dead rat story. Claims she and her friend even power washed the car to get rid of the smell,
Yeah.
but never checked the back.
Which seems hard to believe given how strong the officer said it was.
Right. But then, remember that comment she made when we first pulled over?
The one about living in the car.
Yeah, me and my kids are literally living in the car, like speeding around with the bodies in my car. Just casually drop that in.
That's beyond chilling. What does that even suggest about her mindset then?
It's hard to say definitively, but it points towards maybe a severe detachment. Or perhaps an unconscious slip. It conflicts wildly with the dead rat story she tried to maintain later. This pattern, the conflicting stories, the blame shifting, it's often seen when someone is facing, overwhelming guilt or reality.
And you hear her struggling with it later.
Yeah, when she's left alone, she's recorded muttering, "So stupid, so stupid, so stupid, I don't want to cross it. I can't even cry," because, grappling with it.
But then in interrogations...
Switches gears. Starts blaming family, especially her sister DeSalle, for, quote, leaving the children with her not helping enough.
Wow.
And then makes that absolutely shocking statement, "I'm going to wait until my niece and nephew to kill one." Just unbelievable.
What about the passenger? There was someone else in the car, right? BB?
Yes, BB. The reports indicate she seemed very confused, possibly mentally challenged. Kept asking why she was there, if she'd killed someone.
So did investigators believe she was involved?
No, they quickly determined she was mentally challenged and had no awareness of what Nicole had done. She was released to her mother's care.
Just another layer of tragedy, really, that Nicole could hide this even from someone right there with her.
It speaks volumes. And the background of the children, Joshlyn and Larry, it just gets sadder.
They were her niece and nephew.
Yes. Their mother, Nicole's sister DeSalle, had left them in Nicole's care about 2 years earlier. DeSalle said she couldn't care for them at the time.
2 years. And Nicole...
Disturbingly, couldn't spell Joshlyn's name correctly, couldn't remember either child's birthday.
Can't spell the name or remember a birthday. That seems more than just forgetting. What does that signal, especially with the abuse reports?
It signals profound neglect, a complete lack of basic connection or even acknowledging their individuality. It's not just a memory lapse. It suggests they weren't really seen as individuals in her care.
And there were witnesses.
Yes, at hotels where Nicole stayed. People reported hearing her cursing at the children, especially Joshlyn, using really harsh language. One witness heard what sounded like abuse through the walls, heard a child yelling for it to stop.
In the search of her hotel room.
Found almost nothing suggesting children lived there. Just 2 stuffed animals, 2 rose bears, those decorative ones, blue and pink, with always and forever ribbons. But no kids' clothes, no toys, nothing else.
So basically no sign children were actually present in her living space.
None at all. Which fits with the physical evidence found later.
The neglect, the physical state of the children.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
Josh and she was identified as 7, but forensic analysis put her age closer to 6 when she died. She weighed only 18 pounds.
18 pounds at age 6.
And Larry, 5 years old, weighed 21 pounds. Doctors testified it would take months, several months, of sustained malnourishment to reach those weights.
Despite Nicole claiming they ate all the time.
Exactly. And neither child had ever seen a doctor in Maryland. Never enrolled in school. Never reported missing.
How does that even happen? How do 2 young children fall so completely off the radar?
It's a deeply troubling question, isn't it? It points to potential gaps. Lack of follow-up, perhaps assumptions being made, maybe isolation. No school, no doctors. Those are usually the safety nets.
They just weren't there for Joshlyn and Larry, and the circumstances of their deaths. Nicole did eventually talk about it.
She did, particularly about Joshlyn. She framed it as an accident during discipline.
An accident?
Her words were, "It was really an accident. I gave her a beating." She said Joshlyn took food from the fridge, so she slapped her in the face, was hitting on her body.
And Joshlyn fell.
Yes, fell and hit her head on a floor. Nicole described it as extremely hard. Joshlyn went quiet. Nicole claimed she tried bumping on her chest to revive her.
And then?
Then she said she laid Joshlyn in bed, stayed with her for a bit. After that, she put her body in the suitcase.
And just kept it?
Kept it. Traveled with it from hotel to hotel, eventually put it in the car trunk. This was likely around May 2020.
So Joshlyn had been deceased for over a year, like 14 months.
Roughly, yes. And all that time, Nicole kept texting her sister, DeSalle, acting like Joshlyn was alive and well.
Unbelievable. Did DeSalle suspect anything?
Apparently not. In fact, in April 2021, just a few months before the arrest, DeSalle texted Nicole, thanking her for taking care of them so well.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. What did the medical examiner find for Joshlyn?
numerous bruises all over her body. Because of the advanced decomposition, they couldn't pinpoint an exact anatomical cause of death, but it was ruled a homicide. The evidence pointed clearly to physical abuse and severe neglect.
And Larry. His death was more recent, right? Around May 2021.
Seems so, about a year after Joshlyn. Nicole's story about Larry was much vaguer.
What did she say happened?
She said they were playing, something hit him in the leg. She saw blood on his inner thigh, claimed he got drowsy, and asked her, "Honey, can you lay me down?"
And she just laid him in the back seat?
That's what she claimed. Laid him in the back seat of the car. But there's evidence suggesting he was deceased earlier.
What evidence?
In June 2021, about a month later, Nicole actually sent a video to a friend. It showed that black and yellow tote bin in her car. And she was talking about needing odor absorber.
Implying Larry's body was already in the bin, decomposing.
That's the strong implication. His body, like Joshlyn's, was covered in bruises. The leg wound she mentioned was superficial, no deep bleeding. But there was internal bleeding found near his knee and elbow, suggesting trauma before death.
And like Joshlyn, cause of death.
Homicide. Again, advanced decomposition prevented pinning down the exact mechanism, but neglect and abuse were cited.
Just a prolonged period of horror for these children.
So with all this laid bare, what happened next? Accountability must have been the focus.
Absolutely. The focus shifted to the legal process and also the family dynamic.
Right, the sister DeSalle. She thought the kids were okay.
The text messages showed she sent money regularly, asked about them, was excited for them to meet a new baby she'd had. But she also claimed Nicole actively blocked her from seeing the children, made excuses.
That's complex. And there were reports about fundraising. Yeah, news outlets mentioned DeSalle started a GoFundMe for burials. But then there were rumors of maybe 3 or 4 different ones being created and then deleted. It added a confusing layer to the aftermath.
And Nicole's mother got involved, too.
Yes, about a month after the arrest, Nicole's mother actually emailed Baltimore public officials. She was pleading for them to protect her other grandchild, DeSalle's new baby, and she heavily criticized both social workers and DeSalle herself.
So a lot of family turmoil and finger-pointing. But legally, for Nicole...
She was held without bond from the start, indicted on 14 counts, multiple charges for each child.
Like what?
First-degree child abuse resulting in death, severe physical injury from abuse, second-degree child abuse, assault, neglect, failure to report a death, and unauthorized disposal of a body. 2 counts of each.
A heavy indictment. Did it go to trial?
No. Ultimately, she took a plea deal. On August 13th, 2024, she pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree child abuse resulting in death. 1 for each child.
And the sentence?
In February 2025, she was sentenced to life in prison. However, the judge suspended all but 50 years.
So 50 years imprisonment.
Yes, followed by 5 years of supervised probation if she's eventually released.
50 years. It's a long time, but given the details.
It's a sentence that reflects the severity, certainly. This whole deep dive, it just pulls back the curtain on such extreme tragedy, profound neglect, horrific abuse, and the shockwaves it sent out.
Yeah, it really underscores the hidden suffering that can happen, sometimes right under our noses.
Truly hidden in plain sight.
And this story, as you said, tragically, it's not entirely unique, which leaves us with a really sobering thought, doesn't it?
It does.
What signals do we miss as neighbors, as friends, as a community? What signs are there when children are suffering silently like this?
And what's our collective responsibility? To notice, to maybe ask a question, to respond to those signs, whether they're subtle or sometimes alarmingly blatant.
Before it gets to the point of no return, something for all of us to think about.